It is an increasingly common tactic to defer to the opinion of experts whenever a question is raised. This happens frequently with discussions about masking. Generally, the conversation goes like this: someone questions whether masks are effective as there seems to be plenty of evidence that they are not. This is not an unfair question. Given the nosocomial COVID rates are so high, and the health services are compliant with masking protocols, it is difficult to understand how both masking being effective and nosocomial rates being so high are mutually compatible. In response, some well-intentioned person will respond with this: you have to like masks, otherwise all the surgeons in the world are wrong and all the experts in the world are wrong. This is an argument that has two components and both are wrong. The parts of the argument are an appeal to authority and a straw man. To be clear, the experts advise masking argument is malformed in multiple ways, and would probably not be used by someone with the faculties to calculate this for themselves. The first error is a confounding of why masks are worn in surgery. Masks, like gloves, are a hygienic addition, worn to primarily protect the patient from contamination by the surgeon. Masks were initially adopted so the bacterial load from a surgeon's rotting teeth would not infect the surgery sites, a consequence of the theory of asepsis from the 1880s. It is a happy coincidence if they are protecting the wearer against some forms of contagion. The second malformed part of the argument is the idea that experts are any less wrong than everyone else. As Carl Sagan said, mistrust arguments from authority. This is because reference to the actions of authority figures is not and never can be evidence. An expert is one who has been recognized as having achieved a great degree of prowess in a field. You only need to look at physics, which progressed one funeral at a time, to understand the problem. The mindset of conformity, and the rote learning of the doctrines that are required to be recognized as an expert is inherently conservative. It is not compatible with the agile, creative, disruptive thinking that are the hallmarks of innovators. Peterson discusses this frequently, but in essence, if you had to select a prior indicator of the creativity of an individual, you could do worse than selecting for those who had high IQ yet no qualifications. Appeal to the opinion of the experts is to appeal to what was the doctrinal thinking when those experts were trained. In the 1930s, despite phrenology having been disproven 80 years previously, the entire medical and scientific community of Central Europe was under the delusion that this worked. Appealing to experts in the Nazi era would get you a Nazi response. In the Vatican it would get you a Catholic response. From Newton you would get a brilliant, but wrong response. The point is that being an expert is meaningless unless the expert is continually reviewing and examining the evidence. Without examination and scrutiny, all experts are simply priests reiterating the Gospels. Be kind to each other. FTS.